Hi, everybody. You made it. You finally made it to the last project of the semester. Congratulations. You've done a lot of really excellent and really challenging work to get this far. And now, hopefully, what we're going to do is have a little bit of fun for the last couple of weeks of this class. And I know it doesn't seem like anything in this class, sometimes probably none of it really seems very fun. And probably what I'm about to tell you doesn't sound fun, but I can guarantee you that students often have a lot of fun with this last project in this class, and hopefully you will too. But the first thing I want to talk about to get you into this last project, which is a revision project, is just to kind of take a look back at the last 12, 13, 14 weeks, right, that you've been in this class, and to think about writing as a series of choices. Something that maybe you've never really thought about is that every time you get a keyboard out and you start typing for this class, or you write down something in a notebook, everything that comes out of your brain and onto the page was a choice. Your essays don't have to begin the way they began. Your essays didn't have to end the way they ended. You didn't have to word your thesis the way that you did. You didn't have to structure your paragraphs or have the paragraphs do the jobs that you decided the paragraph should do. You didn't have to, in the original project one that you wrote, use exactly those words to describe the thing that happened to you, or even choose that particular thing that happened to you. Everything that we write, whether we think so or not, is a choice. There's always some other way that it could have gone. But often we kind of just write automatically. You get an assignment for a class, you're like, I just gotta write it. You write it down, and the first way you wrote it down, it's just kind of the thing you end up being married to. I do it too. We all do it. We just kind of automatically write. But I want you to realize that whatever sentence you wrote, whatever paragraph you wrote, did not have to go down that way. There are lots of ways to say the same thing, and even a very slight turn of phrase, saying it just a little bit differently, could open up a whole other world of meaning in the things that you are writing. Writing in that way is a really powerful tool. Every word you choose, every sentence you choose, every paragraph you choose comes together into a persuasive or emotionally compelling whole. And when you revise, you are forced to actually think about those choices that you made. Maybe something we're not really comfortable doing because we don't think of writing at an academic level, or maybe you don't at this point think of writing at an academic level in that way as something you had much of a choice in. But when you're asked to revise, you're actually allowed to look at the choices that you made and make different choices and see where those different choices take you. Revising gives you a chance then to not just think about your choices, but then to experiment with your choices and to experiment with your writing. Revising isn't about being perfect. And in fact, writing isn't about being perfect, even though we often think it has to come out of our brains onto the page the first time perfectly. Sometimes that holds us back. It keeps us from being able to think. Revising the way I'm going to ask you to revise in this particular assignment is going to give you a chance to experiment. It's going to give you a chance to explore with your ideas and explore with your words and have some fun with them. And hopefully in doing that, it will help you see a little bit better how your words and the things that you write down actually can shape the direction of your thoughts. I don't know if this happens for you, but sometimes with a free write, I find that I write myself into ideas when I feel free to just write whatever I want. I write myself into thinking. Revising in the way I'm going to ask you to revise for this project is designed to do the same thing, to help you kind of write your way into thinking, to think something different, to go somewhere else that the assignments that you've written in this class haven't allowed you to go, and the sentence structures and word choices and paragraph choices you made haven't allowed you to go in your expression of that topic. This revision assignment is kind of related to a philosophy I have about this entire class that was mentioned way back on week 1. This whole class has been designed to keep you from doing what you have probably done with pretty much every paper you've ever written up to this point in any class in your academic career, which is you get an assignment, you write the paper. Usually the first way you thought of it comes down onto the page. You turn the paper in, you get the paper back, and you maybe don't even look at the feedback. You just look at the grade. And if you like the grade, you just kind of check the paper. And if you don't like the grade, you just kind of check the paper. Sometimes you read the the responses that the professor gave you. But usually I didn't. I don't know if you really did. Only if I got a really good grade and I wanted to see what they said about how awesome I was. But part of the reason I've asked you guys to reflect upon and summarize the feedback I've given you is because I don't want you to let that feedback go. And I don't want you to ignore it, because this entire course has been designed to make you keep looking at the same topic over and over and over again. If you're like me when I was in college, then you're probably not interested in feedback so far. But I want you to look at the feedback I've been giving you so far as a way to help deepen your thoughts and deepen your understanding of yourself as a writer and the topic that you've been writing about. Writing does not improve if thinking does not improve. And the way most classes are structured before you get to college in a class like this is that the topic that you write about for one paper is totally different from the topic and genre of the next paper, and totally different from the topic and the genre of the next paper, so that you never really get a chance to get below the surface and really start thinking deeply about anything. And that is compounded by getting the grade back, not even looking at the grade, and just tossing it. So we tend to think of writing as a thing that you just do, throw it away, close that book, close that door, never think about it again, never look back, never surrender, right? But writing does lead to thinking. Coming back to your writing deepens and expands your thinking on topics. It deepens your focus. It helps you get below the surface rather than just skimming the top of a topic. It helps you get down there and get past whatever you said and past whatever was superficial and really start gaining knowledge, not just demonstrating a skill in writing, but really thinking hard about the world around you. Revising is one step that's going to help you do that. This class has been designed to help you do that. So by coming at the topic you've been writing about and that you wrote about in your first project in several different ways and through various genres, you've written a narrative essay, a media analysis, and a rhetorical analysis, all about the same topic, you have undoubtedly deepened your understanding of that topic. Now is your chance here at the end of the semester to look back and think about how that understanding of that topic has actually changed by looking back at where you were at the beginning of the semester. So here's what you're going to do for Project 4. Project 4 is a revision of Project 1. It does not replace the grade for Project 1, and you're going to see that when you read the assignment prompt. It is a re-seeing of Project 1. The goal with this revision is not to correct Project 1. It's not to make Project 1 better. It's to see it again. The word revise, in fact, comes from the Latin, I don't know how to pronounce Latin, it comes from the Latin revisere, which is to again, visere, to see. And the word actually means to see again. And I want you to see again the work that you did. Sometimes we need some distance to do that, which is why we do this at the end of the semester, some distance and time and knowledge gained in order to see something again. What you will be doing here is making global changes to revision, to your first project. That means you're going to make changes to the entire, like the globe, right? The entire project, the way it was conceived, changes to the entire document, large structural changes, as opposed to local changes. So when you do things like correcting sentence structure, correcting something that didn't make sense, fixing a comma here and there, those are local concerns. What you'll be doing here for Project 4 is global. You'll be looking at global revisions. What this is going to do is also provide you the opportunity for this project to re-see your first project in a number of different creative ways that will allow you to be playful with it, to kind of have some fun with your writing, to experiment and take some chances. And so the grade for Project 4 is not necessarily based on how well you succeed. It's based on the attempt at play and the honest attempt to think critically about the things that you've learned about this topic this semester. All that's going to be explained in the Project 4 assignment. The last thing you're going to get to do in this project is to present your work to your peers. We have not seen each other this semester. I've seen a couple of you guys if you've come into to office hours or to the writing center, and you've seen me in these videos, but this is going to give you a chance to make a video and post it. And you're going to use a website called Padlet.com to post all of your work for this project. You're going to post your original Project 1, your revised Project 1, and a short presentation of your work right there on Padlet. It's a really fun tool that I hope will kind of inspire you to kind of think about the different things you can do, the different things you can post. And with that, I want you to move on from this video, read the project for assignment and rubric, and work your way down the checklist for this revision. I'm really looking forward to see what you do with this particular assignment. Good luck.